Hello everyone and welcome to a computer build video. Now this is one of my favourite types of videos for many reasons. I love it because you get to build a system, I get to document that on YouTube, they're always really popular, so it's great user interaction, and I even love the trolling 12-year-olds that shout at me for not using an anti-static wrist strap. But basically it is Tuesday the 12th of February. It's about 11:30 in the morning. I've just woken up, but my dad brought me a coffee, so I'm okay. And basically, I am really excited to build this system. Now, first things first, it's not a gaming rig, so don't be expecting a gaming rig. Just because it's a custom system doesn't mean it's just for gaming, I suppose. But it's my first ever APU based build. It's Socket-FM2, so the new generation of AMD APUs. And it's my first ever Micro ATX build. So this is for my parents, so that's really exciting stuff. If you guys remember, I trash picked a Athlon 64 X2, like 3800 plus or whatever they were called, system. So that's like a 2 GHz dual core, DDR RAM. It's got SATA Revision 1 on the motherboard. There's like a random Western Digital older SATA 1 hard drive. That's all sitting on an MSI board that's kind of like bent and stuff, and the power supply is also very cheap. The system's quite loud, the case is fairly cheap, but it was something that I threw together very quickly. But that system is starting to get very flaky now, so they splashed out around the budget of, I reckon, 350 to 400 on these parts, and it's going to be a wicked system. So without further ado, let me do the most exciting part of the whole series, and that's show you the parts. So taking a look at the parts then, guys, here we have the Fractional Design Core 1000 case. This is a really nice case, brilliant for the price. Micro ATX, of course. Pretty simple, two 5¼ inch bays. We'll take a closer look at it, when we get it open later on in this video, but it's a really nice case. I wanted this system to be small and quiet, and I think that case is going to allow me to do so. Up there we just have a simple Logitech keyboard that I haven't opened yet. No mouse because their mouse is already fine, but the keyboard is not, so that's just one of those £15 Logitech wired keyboards. Here we have something that I'm really excited about because the power supply in their current PC is one of the weakest parts. This is a Corsair CX430, so it's a 430 watt power supply. It's 80 plus bronze certified. It's very quiet. I think it's got like 130 or 140 mil fan. Of course, it's a Corsair PSU, so they're very good. It's not modular because, in this particular price point, there wasn't really... It's hard to find lower wattage modular PSUs at a good price. So I went for this because this system isn't going to generate a lot of heat anyway because there's no graphics card and there's no hard drive. I'll explain about that in a minute. So having a bunch of wires, cable, zip tied up in there isn't going to be an issue, I don't think. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to cracking into that. Nice weight to it. It's nice to feel a quality product in comparison to the sort of like Maplin's branded PSU that's in their computer at the moment that makes a massive noise, and it's one of those PSUs with a tiny 80mm fan at the back. So it's going to be a huge upgrade. Here's the CPU. Now, I don't actually remember a lot about this CPU because I ordered all these parts about 2.5 weeks ago. But this is the A8 5600K, 3.9 GHz max turbo clock, which is really sweet. It's a black edition, and isn't it crazy that this little guy can run? Where's the little picture? Yeah, there it is. Can run Infinity. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, here it is. Looking good. Of course, it's an APU, so it's got discrete graphics technology built in. If you pair it with another Radeon graphics card, specific types, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with crazy stuff. And this motherboard has a PCI X16 slot on it, so if I wanted to do that in the future, then I could. So that's pretty damn awesome. Talking of motherboards, here it is. Now, I initially had an ASRock or an ASRock or whatever you call them motherboard in my basket, but I thought no, get a Gigabyte ultra durable board because I want this system to really last. Their current system lasted them like 2 years, and that was like a trash built system, so I reckon I can squeeze you know, quite a few more years out of this system, especially because of the upgradability. So this is a Gigabyte F2 A75M D3H motherboard. It's got all sorts of things on it. We'll go over it more when we unbox it, but I'm really looking forward to digging into that. I think the chipset is the A75 chipset. I don't know if the M is part of that, but the CPU says it recommends the A80, hang on, what is it? Yeah, A85X chipset. But, you know, it's both Socket-FM2 because this is like a higher end APU than you'd normally use with a board like that, I suppose. Because, you know, you can get like the A6 APUs and stuff like that. But, you know, it's all going to work anyway. Here we have some Corsair Vengeance RAM, 4GB, DDR3. Now, this is where I really messed up, guys, because I thought it was 4 1GB sticks, but it turned out to be 1 4GB stick. So, of course, we're not going to be running dual channel until we order another stick. Now, we're not going to order one yet. We're going to order one pretty soon, but this is going to be single channel, so I'm kind of gutted about that. But nevertheless, it's DDR3 RAM. It's pretty cool. Looking forward to sticking that in. Matches the color scheme of the motherboard. But yeah, I messed up ordering there. The picture had 4 sticks, so I was like, okay, you know, 4 1GB sticks, that's going to be really nice. It was a good price, like 20 quid or whatever. But yeah, because we'll be ordering another one of these, that'll bring the system up to 8GB of RAM anyway, so, you know, I guess that's kind of like a bonus. Something that I'm really excited about is the Samsung 840 series 128GB SSD. 120GB, sorry. But here it is. It's not the 840 Pro. You know, this is just, you know, a system for my parents, so any SSD is really good, and the Samsung 840 series is really nice. I have an 830 that I haven't been able to use very much yet for various reasons, but, you know, 840, really looking forward to digging into this and just throwing it in. And then last but not least, guys, we have a simple SATA, cheapest at the time, DVD burner. I believe it's a Sony, I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's a Sony. So that's pretty basic. That's the overall system. So as you guys can see, for my parents, this is going to be a beast system. Really looking forward to it. A couple of things I'm really looking forward to are, you know, just the general smoothness of the system, because the SSD is not going to struggle with anything because of that beast, possibly maybe even overkill chip. It's going to be really quiet because of this case and this PSU, and because it's not going to generate very much heat, I'm not going to need to add a load of fans or whatever. So overall, guys, I just cannot wait to you know, throw this downstairs, set it all up, and you know, start using it, because it's going to be really nice. So what I'm going to do in this video, guys, is unbox the case, go through some stuff with the case, and maybe do something else. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to throw you guys on the tripod and we're going to take a closer look at the Fractal Design Core 1000. Okay, so let's dig into the Core 1000. Really excited about this. I've got a special unboxing implement as well, so that's also very exciting. And that particular unboxing implement worked pretty damn well. Okay, cool. So first thing we see is a very nice, wow, very nice looking manual, not just a thin paper thing, so that's nice. And yeah, loving this, guys. Really looking forward to building a micro ATX system. Everything's just so small to handle. Of course, keeping the box is a very good idea, simply for like resale and things like that. And don't worry, I'm not going to spend half an hour talking about the type of foam that they use to package this case. Although, it is broken, so I guess it didn't fully do its job. But anyway. Wow, this case is really small, also very lightweight. Fantastic. So here it is. Very basic. What I'm going to do is pull these thumb screws off on video. Wow, quite tight from the factory. pop the door off. Sorry about that little cut, everyone. I had a bit of a phone call on the go, but anyway, let's just yank the side off. Well, hey, nice one. Not bad at all. Liking this quality in comparison to what's being used now. So what I'm going to do is lie the case down flat and bring over the camera to take a closer look. So I love the attention to detail, guys. Really, really, really nice fractional design. Loving this little box. Comes with one of these funky 5 1/4 to 3.5 inch bay adapters, which is really nice for these. I guess that's standard on Micro ATX, but you know, whatever. I like it because it's all thumb screws. PCI slots are really nice, all thumb screws, even though I'm not using them, it's nice to have them. Thumb screws on the 5 1/4s, and they're really nice thumb screws too. Here you can see a standard motherboard I/O shield cutout, full size ATX power supply, you know, cut out. Not going to be doing any of that Micro ATX power supply crap. Here we have all the front panel connectors, pretty damn basic stuff, audio, front LEDs, most of it sleeved, well, some of it sleeved quite nicely, front USB and all that, you know, but there's obviously no real space to do any behind the motherboard wiring or whatever. It's all just going to be bunched up, but you know, that's what you can be expecting. We have a standard space for an exhaust fan, 80 or 92 mil, I assume, and same on the side. But we have an intake fan on the front, which is right there, as you guys can see. So we're not going to have any exhausts on this system. That'll keep the dust down, because as soon as you add an exhaust fan, it starts to pull in cold air from any gaps in the case, like spaces like this, and pulls in the dust through non-filtered intakes. So that is not what we're going to go for. It's going to be a very cool running system, so we're going to have no exhaust fans. The PSU is going to do a lot of exhausting anyway. So yeah, that's basically that. Case couldn't be simpler. It's really, really lightweight, liking it a lot. One of these mesh covers has already come off a little bit, but that's good because we actually want it off. They're all like filtered on the inside, as you can, there we go. As you can see here, we've got, well, it's actually quite hard to see on the camera because it's very see-through, but it's the honeycomb design, and with like spongy filtering on there. I assume this case is going to be really nice. Well, it is. It's only got one fan in it. It's going to be really nice and quiet. Probably the loudest part of this build will be the CPU fan, and hopefully that's not going to not going to be too loud. But basically, guys, that's a look at the Fractal Design Core 1000 and a quick unboxing and a look at all the other parts. Basically, this is the end of the first part. So I'm going to make all these videos into a playlist like I did with my last PC build. If you guys are interested in seeing the next one, just carry on watching, and we're going to take a look at the motherboard, CPU and RAM. So thanks a lot for watching the first part, and I'll see you in the next one.